Hi there. This time I'm going to tell you a few stories about the greatest people that will make your hearts melt. Watching this video, you help poor animals. We'll transfer $1,000 to the rescuer from this video, just after it gets 1 million views. All the details at the end of the video. This dog had a piece of skin torn off its side. The poor dog was hiding in torment from everyone, but rescuers from Animal Aid Unlimited found her. So that the poor dog did not suffer, she was given anesthetic. She had her gruesome wound washed out. The wound was so wide that it was not even possible to put in stitches. At the final stage of treatment, Ji-Lu was sent to her home area so that she would not receive viruses from other residents of the shelter. She was checked regularly, and after a few weeks, Ji-Lu was completely healed. The exhausted elephant fell to the ground. She was lying in the mud, and even her eyelashes got in dirt. She couldn't get up, but inside, she was struggling. The poor elephant apparently fought off the pack and accidentally wandered into human settlements. Local residents, wildlife department officers, and vets came to her aid. They all started working together. Presumably, the elephant got poisoned, because she could eat from garbage dumps where people throw food and plastic. The elephant wanted to live and even tried to eat. They poured water over her to make her feel better. Near the sick elephant, the ground was so level that the veterinarians could provide her with medical care. Let's hope that the elephant will recover soon and get back on her feet. All the people in my list are real heroes, so please, do vote for the case that touches you most. When the rescuers from Stray Paws channel found Thomas, he was really aggressive. The poor dog didn't see anything good from humans and even attacked his saviors out of fear. The boy was covered with terrible sores. The dog obviously had been living in the street for a rather long time, and his condition was just terrible. It took the rescuers a long time to take him to the car. They took him to a clinic where he was washed with medicinal products. Now Thomas is in good hands and on the mend. I'm really happy that there are some people that try to help animals without hope. A heartless owner left his poor dog on the street, so she had to survive and search for food. But on one unfortunate day, Kai Bao was hit by a car. She suffered a leg and pelvic injury. Fortunately, kind people helped her and provided medical help. Kai Bao now has a roof over her head, delicious food, and even a best friend she plays with every day. By far, the black mamba is one of the most dangerous snakes on the planet, and therefore their presence in a human dwelling is not welcome. The guys from the rescue team from Biokent Snake Farm came to the operation to expel this poisonous snake. The black mamba climbed under the roof of the house and did not want to crawl away. The brave guys caught the frightened snake with a special stick with a clamp at the end. The black mamba was not very happy about this and tried to free herself from this embrace. But such a dangerous snake is better to hold tight. She was placed in a sack and will soon be taken away from human settlements and released into the wild. The man was driving to work and could not believe his eyes when he saw a deer entangled in a football net. Without hesitation, the man decided to help the poor wild animal. He took a knife and started to cut the net. It took him 12 minutes to free the deer. The animal immediately jumped off into the distance, and his savior decided to go to a nearby school and tell them about the cut soccer net and offered to buy a new one. But the school management refused because such a good deed had been done. 3 kittens were found near the town of Tomahawk. The man who discovered the babies did not immediately understand that they were kittens. They were in the snow, and 2 of the kittens had their tails frozen to the ice. The man was not taken aback and melted the ice with hot coffee. A new home for babies was found short after the video got uploaded to social networks. All 3 kittens were taken in by a lovely family who recently lost their cats. Poor Jackal fell into a well and ran inside on a narrow rim until rescuers from forest officials and villagers came to his aid. To save the frightened wild animal, they lowered the cage into the well. Jackal turned out to be very smart and immediately swam to the cage and climbed into it. The men gently lifted the cage to the ground and released the frightened Jackal. He was glad to be on the ground again. An elk that has fallen into the pool is a rare case, one might even say exceptional. And yet, this happens. This incident took place in Manchester. The animal was scared and had to swim in the pool for a while. It took 9 people and 4 hours to save the big guy. To get the elk out, people pulled a rope and hooked on his horns. They then directed the elk towards the steps from the pool. The elk made some cracks when he came out of the pool, but luckily, no one's mad at him for that. Lori from Wildlife Aid rescues several animals in a day. So on that day, he had 3 rescues, the last of which is the return of the owlet to its nest. But Lori first checked the nest and made sure that it was not left forever. Having found owl feces and feathers under the tree, Lori assumed that the parents were nearby and lifted the baby in the nest. However, he just asked the other man to track whether his parents returned or not. If the owlet's parents do not return, Lori will have to take the baby to the orphanage. Where the weather is always warm, there are always many stray animals. For example, in North Africa, the man heard the cry of the little kitten and decided to find the poor kid. It turned out that the kitten was sitting in the engine compartment of the car. The kid cried and was scared. The man tried to lure him out with a fish, but it didn't work. Then the kitten came out on his own, and at that moment, the savior caught him. The man took the baby home, gave him water and food to the hungry child. He was starving. The kitten was affectionate, and he even began to purr in the man's hands. Now this cute kitten is safe. After low tide, the dolphin mother and her child were in a desperate situation. They got stuck in the shallow waters near Cape Cod. But thanks to the International Fund for Animal Welfare Rescue Team, they had a chance to be saved. When someone finds a dolphin in trouble, he sends the alert in the app. The nearest rescues rushed for help immediately. They bring the dolphins to the mobile health care to check their condition and give some medication if it's required. If everything is okay, the creature is transported to the place where it can be released to the wild. This time, both dolphins were sent to a mobile help center. But unfortunately, only the baby was able to make it through. But this really is a happy ending for such a situation. Forest fires are terrible. When the fire started, people could not help their animals right away. Sometimes they need professional help. Therefore, rescuers came and rescued the animals, as many as possible. When the fires are over, we hope the frightened animals will reunite with their owners. This time, the dehydrated pig was left behind along with several goats, cows, and a horse. And the team of Nevada County Sheriff's Service came to save the poor creatures. The first thing they did was giving some water to the pig, and after that, they took the animals away from the dangerous place. The frightened deer caught its antlers on the antlers of its other relative who had gone into the world. It looked terrible, and it's not clear how it happened. If it were not for some kind people with a saw nearby, then the living deer would have faced the same fate. And it was a real miracle that they saw this deer in the forest and didn't pass by. After being set free, the deer was a bit frustrated. No one knew how long he had been in such a horrible situation, but now he will be okay. Thank you for watching this video and helping poor animals doing this. Choose the rescuer you want to help most and write the name of the organization in the comments below. On reaching 1 million views on the video in less than 3 months, we'll count all the comments and transfer $1,000 to the rescuer you'll choose. That's all for now. See ya!